back to another vlog. I'm just gonna move my hand so that my fingers aren't over the speaker, because that wouldn't be the first time that has happened to me. I hope everyone's having a good day. I am busy. I've been busy. I've been filming all morning, and then I need to go food shopping. I haven't been food shopping in so many days, and it's gotten to the point now where I'm like scrounging for things, and I need to go food shopping. I kind of want to like beat the traffic, even though, what time is it? Oh, I guess it's only 1:30. I was kind of thinking it was around 3. No, it's 1:30, which is good. So I guess if I leave soon, I'll beat a lot of the like crazy traffic, because it's Easter weekend, and I know that there's going to be a lot of traffic of people like either going somewhere for the weekend or traveling. So I'd like to avoid some of that. And then I need to go check the mail. Sounds like I'm not busy. It sounds like I'm lying to you and that I'm not actually super busy, but I am, I swear. Anyway, tonight I'm having a really fun like girls' night, girls' sleepover with some of the girls that I worked with at Universal. I'm really excited to see them. I feel like it's been so long. I feel like the weeks just go by so quickly, and then before you know it, you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen my friends in so long. So I'm excited to get to see them tonight, which is why I also have to go food shopping, because I want to pick up some snacks to bring tonight. And yeah, that's about everything for now. My stomach is grumbling, so I think I'm going to eat something. And yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are having a good day. It's really sunny and beautiful here. I didn't realize that like I've been reading, and I think I mentioned this, that Florida is going through a drought right now, and that's why there are so many wildfires. And Florida actually declared a state of emergency like a day or two ago because there was like over 100 wildfires, which is really scary. And it wasn't until I was like reading an article and they said something about a drought, I was like, yeah, like we actually haven't had rain in so long, which is crazy. But I've also remembered people saying that this time of year is normally a bit drier, and then the summers are like, oh, you know, it rains every single day, which I experienced last year. But yeah, so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have some lunch, and then I will probably head out to Whole Foods and do some food shopping. So now I'm way to Whole Foods, and I was just thinking, I don't know if I even told you guys this, I really, for my birthday, wanted to film one of those videos. I've seen Jenna Marbles do it. I'm sure other people have done it too. The like 26 things you've learned in 26 years, or 27 things, like whatever age you turn, listing the amount, like that amount of things that you've learned up until that point. And I think she did one when she was 29, and then I'm pretty sure she did when she was 30. And I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'll do 29 things I've learned in 29 years, in sort of celebration of my birthday, and it'll be great. And then I like sat down to start writing the list, and it was really, I don't know if it was hard, but it was like one of those things where I like started to get like really meta, and like started getting like really in my own head, and I was like, well, I mean, I guess I've learned a lot of things in 29 years. Like 29 years includes like being an infant, and so should I like write down learning how to talk, and like should I write down learning how to walk, and like so very quickly I nixed the idea, because I was like, you know what? This whole thing is either going to be like ridiculous or like too preachy, because then I started writing down things like, you know, like that I've learned, that are like life lessons, and I'm like, who is watching this for like life lessons? Who wants to hear 29 like life lessons? Like, snooze, put me to sleep. And then I was like, well, what if it was like a mixture of both? But there was just no through line, or like there was nothing sort of weaving it all together to have it make any sense. So yeah, I'm not doing that, but I thought it might be fun to kind of talk a little bit about some things I've learned, being that my birthday is, you know, just a few hours away, and talk about some things I've learned, especially now that I'm entering my last year in my 20s. I'm turning 29, and I feel like 29 has definitely, 28, 27, 28, 29 have been the years, and I've talked about this before, but have been the years that I feel like, one, I've learned the most, and two, I've like really had that like moment where you're like, oh my god, like life is really happening. You really don't think that when you're a kid. When you're a kid, it almost feels like you're never going to be 16, or you're never going to turn 18, or never going to be 21. You can't even imagine the day you're going to turn 30. And then when it happens, you're like, wow, these things really, like, life really happens. And if you're like me, then you start, like, getting, like, nervous and anxious because you're like, oh my gosh, like, you start, like, spiraling down the black hole a little bit. But if there's something that I've learned, especially in these past few months, and something that I will try to continuously reteach myself, it's being in the moment is, like, the best. It's just, like, the best prescription, the best medicine if you're feeling that sort of anxiety that's related to, like, time and, you know, like, time going by too fast and growing up and stuff. And, you know, I'm sure people experience that at different points during their lives, but I've tried really hard, especially in this past year, to, like, introduce meditation more into my life and just, like, appreciate the moment. And I've had periods of time where, like, it's really helped, and other times where my anxiety sort of, like, beat that out. But that's something that I will, like, keep on, especially, like, through my 30s and beyond. Like, I'll keep trying to kind of use as tools. And what else have I learned in these 29 years? I've learned that, like, the sooner you can have someone either teach you or learn about, like, real world things, the better. Like taxes and mortgages and renting your first apartment and guarantors. Like, if you could have someone teach you all those things, that's great. And if you could have someone teach you those things before those things are, like, happening, and before you're required to just know those things, that's even better. Because for sure, I felt like I sort of approached a lot of things in my life with not knowing any of them, and, like, with knowing nothing. And I'm really lucky that, like, I have friends and my husband who knew a lot of these things. And obviously, like, we live in a day and age now where, you know, you can look it up on Google and, like, look it up online, and it's not that big of a deal. But to be perfectly honest, like, I knew nothing about taxes. I knew nothing about anything, like, really, truly. And I learned every step of the way, and sometimes that's the best way to learn things, is just, like, get thrown into them and just, like, figure it out. But I feel like if you can teach yourself, you know, maybe not how to do your taxes, but, like, I don't know, like, anything about taxes. Like, you know, I didn't even know, like, to save receipts. I didn't know anything. I know nothing. Then that is definitely, like, it'll give you a heads up. I've learned to wear sunscreen. I will not accept you saying that you just don't wear SPF. No, you must. It's, like, the best, you know, even beyond anti-aging. Because I know when you're young and you don't have fine lines, you don't have discoloration, like, SPF's the last thing that, you know, on your mind. But just do yourself the favor. Do your, like, 30-year-old self the favor and wear SPF. Just do it. So I would definitely, like, I preach that as often as I can. I would also say, like, definitely see the world in some capacity. I was listening to a podcast, and I can't remember whose podcast it was now, but they were talking about how, like, if they were president for a day, they would make it, maybe it was Grace Helbig's podcast, they would make it the law that when you're of a certain age, you have to, like, go across the world and live somewhere else for, like, a month or whatever. And I would highly recommend that because it just gives you such a different perspective on the planet and the world and our country, which I think is really cool. I always think it's so neat to be able to, like, look at your home from the outside, and to a broader sense, like, look at our country from a different country, you know? And I was able to do that a little bit in Rome, when I lived in Rome, but I was still, like, young and dumb, so, like, I noticed, like, small stupid differences between the countries, but, like, it wasn't until like later in my life, in my mid-20s, later 20s, that, you know, and then now anytime I go to Canada, because my husband's from Canada, so anytime I go to Canada, it's just so interesting being able to look at America from the outside. And I would highly recommend that. I think that that's always just such a cool thing. I would also say, just like, love your family. You know, as long as everyone is treating everyone else with respect and love and dignity, then love your family and love your friends. Those friends that have like been there for you forever. Like, it's such an amazing thing. And your friends are so special, right? Because they're your friends. Like, I don't know your friends, and I don't know the people who like you call up maybe on like a Friday night to hang out, or I don't know the people that you call up to like tell them great news. Like, those are your friends, and they love you and you love them, and that is so special. And yeah, so like, love those people, love the people who love you, and love the people who are part of like the fabric of your life, because it's a beautiful thing to have that, and definitely not something that I ever, or at least I hope I don't ever take those people in my life for granted, because I love them and they're just so special. And yeah, so I'll stop it there, because, you know, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I could go on and on about like these life, you know, like big life revelations that I've learned. But I think that at a certain point, you probably just don't want to hear it. Then I start sounding like a parent, and no one wants to hear that. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna do some food shopping, etc. I may or may not take some footage of tonight. I probably won't, just because, I don't know, just probably won't. So I will leave you guys here. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you all really soon. Bye, guys.